here. I'm hoping to just talk a little about my business journey and hopefully inspire some of you to follow your own entrepreneurial dreams. My company is Dees Wholefoods. We make a range of healthy, meat-free sausages, burgers, veg pots. But it didn't start off fully formed like this lovely logo and everything that you see here. This was my very first idea. All business ideas start with a drawing on a page, something scribbled on the back of an envelope. Some of you might already be doing that already. So this was my very first idea, which was, interesting, drawing carrots because everything was going to be vegetarian. The stop sign with the little cow coming out was because that was like meat out. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So it started off VeggieQ, which was the meat-free choice for you. That was back in 2008. So you need to have a plan. You need to develop that idea from the drawing on the page. So this was my very first packaging. I decided I would go make a range of healthy burgers and bring them to the local farmers market, which was in Skibbereen. So you can see they're just very simply packed with just really simple ingredients on it. Now I would advise, if you're starting a farmer's market or going to get market research or feedback from your customers, which is what I wanted to do, don't do your farmer's market in the middle of November because your tent would blow away. My dad had to come down from Clare the very first day and he was literally like holding onto the side of the tent. So he said to me, Dee, this is great, it's amazing, we really want to support you, but you have to be prepared, you might not sell any of these burgers today. So I was like, okay Dad, but I have to try. So I went down, had the tent kind of straddled onto the side of the van. I had traded in my car for a van at that stage, and my friends started calling me Diesel D. We were down there the very first day. Now my dad used to be in sales, so he couldn't believe all the customers that were coming up going, oh my God, these look amazing, like we can't find any vegetarian food anywhere. We'd sold out the first day, which was absolutely astounding. So Dad ate his hat on the way home and he drove back to Clare. So he came down the next day, or the next weekend, simply to see did the same customers come back for the second time and buy again, which they did. So that was the real test, second repeat customers. So he said, look, you could be onto something here, go with it. So that was fine. I continued working. I was working as a legal secretary at the time and getting experience in contracts and all different things like that. So I realised I had to develop my plan. So I went to my local enterprise board. I was living in the city at the time, and the first guy I met basically said, burgers, don't have any meat in them, are you crazy? Don't give up the day job, what are you thinking? So I was like, oh my God, but it was my own fault because I didn't have a proper plan in place. So I ended up moving out of the city, moved to West Cork, and joined another enterprise board, which was the South Cork Enterprise Board. Now, fate and luck kind of came together at that point because they were running a guinea pig program for food development, which I was accepted in. So I started doing that, and then back in 2008, I said, I'm either doing this now or I'm not. So I handed in my notice. The people in the office looked at me like I was insane, going, do you have a recipe and stuff? I was like, yeah, I do. A recipe and a really big plan. So they were supportive, and they used to come, and they were my customers at the market as well. But I had to keep the show on the road, so I started doing loads of festivals. So you see the lovely VeggieQ logo. It's like, could we have any more signage on the tent? And because I had to keep making money to pay the rent, because I had gotten a small kitchen at that point and a grant from the enterprise board to start off. So this was my lovely, shiny, new incubation unit, loads of shiny new equipment, but I didn't have any packaging. I didn't have any real product to make. I was still only doing farmers markets. You could say that I was actually insane at that point, but I had to do it, because if you start with nothing, you actually have nothing to lose. That was my motto at the time. So I continued doing that, had an appearance on Dragon's Den in 2010, which helped us to get a packaging machine that we so badly needed, so we could finally start supplying supermarkets. Now, throughout the time, I was keeping in contact with customers, keeping in contact of customer lists from all the markets that I did. So when the range went on sale, I could simply just email them and go, oh, the burgers are for sale in your local shop. So it's really, really important to keep in contact with customers and build up lists. So back in 2009, we actually launched the first commercial packaging, so the brand Dees was launched. The graphic designer said to me, yeah, VeggieQ, it's kind of, yeah, it's good and everything, but why don't you just use your own name? I'm like, oh God, I've never thought of that. So we had a launch up in UCC and started supplying supermarkets back in 2009, 2010. So again, on the road, getting the burgers into as many people's hands as possible, getting loads of feedback, and just working away. Back in 2011, we had our big break. We launched in Tesco's, which was a major coup for us because Tesco's is the only Irish supermarket that actually has a vegetarian section in the fridge. So it was really, really important. And obviously they're in the UK as well, so we were hoping to grow with them as a supplier. So we started with 12 stores, then we got 40, and we started to expand the range into veg pots. Throughout 2012, we did loads and loads of customer surveys from people that were doing demos in the supermarkets for us, people that were involved with the graphic design, people that were working in the factory producing them. And what we found was that the old packaging didn't really reflect the products that we were selling, that they were really additive-free, really healthy, and most importantly, tasty and good for you. So we rebranded in 2013, which is the Dees brand, and we launched an innovative range of vegan sausages. Now, if you're going to launch a food product, it has to be different. You don't want to be making another jam or another shepherd's pie or something that's already in the fridge. So this is the world's first vegan sausage that's also soy-free and gluten-free, as most vegetarian sausages are made from a blend of soy and gluten. We also use an Irish Dulse seaweed that's harvested off the coast of County Clare, and most importantly, they taste like a real sausage. So they're selling really, really well for us. This is the new packaging for the original Omega burgers. So you can see the transition from the very, very first farmers market that we did with the really simple greaseproof paper and the little twine around it to where it looks today. So that's about 4 or 5 years work has gone into coming to that final packaging. The next step for us is to start supplying into the UK. We're already exporting to the United Arab Emirates and got some really nice tweets from people who were at that trade mission in Dubai going, oh my God, we saw your burgers in the supermarket in Dubai. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go there next. So, yeah, so that's really, really positive. It's been a really, really fun journey. You're constantly challenging yourself. You have to have like a really big vision. I think Olivia at one of the tables I was at there said entrepreneurs become entrepreneurs to make a profit. I don't know, is that exactly true? You don't make a profit for a couple of years. You kind of believe bigger vision. The vision I have is to make more efficient use of the world's resources. So to make plant-based foods from vegetables, whole grains. Because I do seriously believe that that's the only way we will feed the world is by using plants and not eating so much meat. So that's the bigger picture for me. So I hope if you want to see all the different stages, the Facebook account actually has, since the business started in 2007. You can follow all the timelines if you're interested. The Twitter and my presentation to Dragon's Den is on YouTube as well. So thanks very much for inviting me.